just as a kind of a preamble, I have DM'd like twice officially with Dungeons and Dragons, so I am very new. So please don't crucify me if you see me doing something I'm not supposed to. Throw it in chat. I might notice, and if I don't, I don't know, send a direct message to Hunter and tell him that you're playing with a loser.
Please.
But yeah, we're not going to do a ton of rules lawyering. So if you have a good argument for something, just explain it, and we'll probably roll with it, unless I have a really good reason not to. And
Okay.
so this is a one-shot adventure, supposed to last just one session. We'll see how it goes. For a group of characters. Looks like we got 3 today. We'll see how things go. So we'll have our folks introduce their characters. So Hunter, why don't we start with you? What's your character's name, class, anything you want to say about them before we get rolling?
Christ, I'm gonna have to remember all that stuff, aren't I? So my character is a male Goliath fighter named Kosif McBrierson. He is noble. He is incredibly smug to a fault. He has a great axe named Bethany, which he probably has a sexual relationship with. I don't know how much detail you want me to go into. Basically, spoiled throughout his childhood, looks down on pretty much everybody, hates to be dirty, and is greedy, but also thinks that he is incredibly lawful and is helpful to commoners, but he's just actually kidding himself. He's bald. He's actually short for a Goliath, so he has a bit of a Napoleon complex. And he doesn't really know what he believes in. He's basically just a complete Goliath douchebag, but he's really strong and he's really hard to hit in battle. So he has some reason to be smug.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice. All right. And Zac.
I will be playing Dulra Hrodbead, a half-orc barbarian. When he was young, the village he lived in with orcs ran him out because he was in love with the chieftain's daughter, and it was forbidden because he was only half-orc. And since this, he decided to become stronger so that he could go and take her back. Her name being Oksana. He is looking to get as much might as possible and is very confident in what he can do. Yet he is always willing to help others if the need arises. In order to gain more strength, Dulra, with his great axe Bofa, joined a town's guard in order to gain more experience. And he is constantly getting towards his goal of being able to take out the chieftain and find Oksana to bring with him.
You named your great axe too?
I named it before you named it.
No, I went first.
You can look at the text. I named it Bofa way long ago.
No, I named mine Bethany like a year ago.
If you can't tell, Hunter and Zac are brothers.
Not in the campaign, we're not.
They might have an issue. And Jonah, can you tell us about your character? Now that you've got a mouthful of food. Sorry.
He's the last of his clan. He's Scott Hotskin the Fourth. He's about 40 years old and a dragonborn, so he goes by Little Boy. He's kind of rambunctious and a little bit mischievous, but he's always on the good side of things. He's also a ranger, and he wields the bow of Nair.
Nice.
We should
All
have,
right.
I should get like a dick joke counter up on the screen.
All right, so we're gonna start with we're gonna have your three characters have met up at the local pub, and you've been having an evening talking about the qualities of your various weapons, particularly whether or not one axe is better than the other axe, and how
You could never handle Bofa.
the bow of Nair is clearly better than all three.
Exceptionally. It's got the range.
I wouldn't even touch Bethany to your Bofa because it would soil it with your.
Know why? Because she couldn't handle Bofa D's nuts.
Is that why you named it that?
Yes, 100%.
Like you've been holding on to that joke this entire time.
For like
Wow.
since we first talked about this and I created my character, yes, I have.
While I admit
Wow.
that is a good joke, it does not mean that
You couldn't
your
even
axe is-
handle it. You're too weak, Kosov.
So while you're having this conversation, an older elf walks up to he walks into the pub and looks around and kind of spots your table and kind of comes over to you guys, and as he approaches, you see he's kind of middle height. He's got a stained leather apron on over a blue robe, and he addresses you, and he says, excuse me, I happened to notice these magnificent axes and this fantastic bow, and I was wondering if the three of you were available for a small adventure.
Excuse me, it's not these incredible axes and this magnificent bow. It's
One incredible axe
magnificent
and nothing
bow
else.
and these mediocre axes. It's okay. I'll let this
Listen,
mistake slide.
I'll tell you what. You guys wash your hands and we'll arm wrestle over it. How about that?
I'd like to see you try, weakling.
Yes, well, as it may be, whichever weapon is better, you have an opportunity to prove that. Because I happen to have a workshop near here, and there's, let's say there's some malfunctioning machinery that I'd like some help dispatching. Would you folks be interested? Surely your axes and bow would be adequate to the job.
All right,
Machinery.
we just talked about this. Axes and bow. The bow of Nair is a top-tier weapon, and yet you put it behind these mediocre axes.
We could
Well,
be
we
going
know
in
that
circles all
really
night.
the only
To be honest, the bow of Nur has a slight curve to the left.
Yes.
we all know that a bow remains behind the axes in order to do the job best.
Yes, I submit
I'll allow
that
it.
the two members of my party will certainly help you with your dirty machinery. I will supervise.
Your party?
Of course, the pampered.
I don't know if you noticed,
help.
but from my clothes, you must judge that I am of noble descent and therefore superior to the both of you. And I will come along and help if necessary, but I do believe that this is a bit beneath me. And I'm gonna take a massive
he has
chug
to
of
fill
ale.
this his
I assume I
rose
have
petal
ale in
now.
front of me, so I want to take a
Yeah,
massive
sure.
swig.
Go for
Yeah.
it. All right.
Brad needs his rose bath. He wouldn't be of any help to you anyway.
Yes. Well, could
As
I
I rest my
count
arm
your
up on the
assistance?
table.
Would I be able to count on your assistance then?
Yeah.
I'll help you out.
What is in it for us? I'm not doing this shit for free. That's for damn sure.
Well, my workshop happens to be very well stocked with a lot of different, shall we say, useful items, and you probably have your pick of most anything that you don't destroy.
Ooh.
Okay. Well.
Are you saying I might
there-
find a bow Nair too?
No.
You might
but
be able to find
might-
a pump for your bonaire. since
You,
it's so
you-
small, what are you, 3 feet tall?
4. Get it right.
Sorry, maybe 3'11" at best.
Yes. Well, what do you think? Shall we head that direction?
What do you guys?
I'm
Away.
getting bored dealing with these idiots anyway.
I can tell
Very
we're
well
going to
then.
all be
Elf.
close friends eventually. Camaraderie
Very
is
well
just around the
then.
corner.
Very well then. By the way, I'll pick up your tab. Don't worry about it. And he walks over to the bar and pays for your drinks or whatever that you had, and then leads the way outside.
I get up and accidentally, in air quotes, knock Bofa onto the ground. My bad.
No worries. As I go to pick up Bofa, I proceed to like straight up run the fuck into Kosef and try and knock his ass down.
I mean, is it have to
All
roll
right.
some shit for that?
Well,
Is that
I
gonna be
mean, if you guys are gonna just go at it, yeah. I mean, both of you give me. Let's see.
I don't want to fight him,
let's-
but
yeah,
I do want
well,
to.
you're
It's just a
just- you're-
strength.
He's trying to knock
You're
me
getting into a pushing contest, so yeah, give me a strength check.
down.
Would that be just a regular strength or a saving
Yeah,
throw?
we'll just do like a regular strength check. So at the top.
That would be a 22 for me, mother.
Jesus. I had 12.
All right. Well,
Pussy.
yeah. So Kosef manages to just knock Dora right on over.
Oh, I must have tripped freaking loose floorboards.
And you've soiled my shirt, you dirty.
Oh, shut up, you pampered brat.
He's still talking. Hotskin, do
Will
something
you
about
two
this.
stop bickering? Jeez,
It's
I'm
the
a
booze.
child here.
It's the booze. Just
Gen-
give me an hour
gentlemen?
to be gone.
Gentlemen, shall we?
Follow this up. What was this? Did we get this elf's name even?
Hey, you're supposed to be in bed. Just a second. Go to sleep.
Uh-oh. We got a real goblin. A goblin.
Yes, we do.
Goblins, they're always coming out at night.
Sorry. So you head out of the. I'm assuming you guys are following him to and off to wherever he leads you. All right. So you head out of the town, or sorry, out of the pub. He leads you through town to kind of like a more, past some nicer shops and into an area where there's like workshops and stables and kind of the like not quite as nice part of town. And he leads you up to a building that is very clearly a manufactory or something of that sort. You can see raw materials stacked outside or piled outside as necessary. Coal, wood, perhaps some raw ore. You'll see there's smoke stacks coming off the top of the building that are just belching out smoke. And you can feel the ground vibrating a little bit underneath you as if there's some pretty heavy machinery inside and there's a lot of noise. And he leads you up to a door and he opens up and he's like, right this way. And he motions for you to step inside.
All right, I want
As I'm
to
walking up
put
to
the axe side of Bethany on the ground and then just kind of push the handle part against my nether regions. Or since the ground is shaking so much. Like I said, I'm attracted to my axe, so...
While he does this very strange thing, Dora goes up to the elf and says, "Elf, what's your name?"
Oh,
Gallon.
welcome,
Gallon
kid.
Mirabelle.
Grabs Gallon by the scruff of his shirt. "If you're fucking us, I'll be back to fuck you." Throws
Yeah.
him against the door and walks in.
You know, he did witness you just get your ass kicked at the bar by me, so try not to do too much intimidating at the moment, okay? Leave that to me. You get to work on whatever the machinery is. I will handle Gallum.
Very well. Enjoy.
Are we just going in?
Yeah, I just
So-
walk in
so we-
behind Dora.
I walk in last.
You guys walk in, and it's pretty dark. You can kind of see looks like a couple of tables. Now, as your eyes take a moment to adjust to the brightness, the Galen sticks his head and he's like, just through those doors, and he points to the other side of the room, is the machine that it's kind of like gone a little bit crazy. Just take care of it for me, and then come back out and let me know, and we'll arrange your payment and whatnot.
You wait right just there 1 second. Does this guy seem like he's acting funny to either of you guys? He's trying to get out of here real quick.
And with that, he slams the door.
Motherfucker.
And as you watch, the door completely disappears.
I'm not going in that door. I don't think that's just a machine in there. In my extensive travels, in my experience, whenever somebody leaves that hastily, it's because they're leading us into a trap.
Guys, it can't be that bad. This guy doesn't even know who we are. It'll be fine. Let's just go through the door. I'll go in first.
Well, I tell you what,
and I'll scout it out. Okay?
Yeah, you go ahead and take your boner right through that door. We'll be right behind you, pal.
It's the Bow of Nair.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Bow of Nair. Yes, that makes sense for you to be in the front with your bow. I say sarcastically.
All right. It's just if you think it's bad for me to be in front, why don't you go up front, pretty boy?
You know what? I agree. I think you should be in back, but I do think that maybe Dora should go first, just because he's the most expendable.
Brat can't get through the door first. Can you even fit through this thing?
You know what? Since I am easily the most perceptive member of our group here, why don't I just see if I can figure out what's on the other side of that door before we go through it, and then we can make a decision. Okay. Finally.
All right, you guys gonna just walk through?
I want to try to peek in unnoticed and see what's on the other side of the door.
Okay. So you slide the door open. You're going to try to do it quietly?
Yes.
Okay, so roll a stealth check for me.
Yeah, this is smart, by the way, for the 7'8" Goliath to try and stealth in there. But here we go.
Yes.
Well, I was gonna scout.
I got a 6.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So you fumble around with the latch, and it just makes the loudest clank you think you've ever heard. And then it starts to slide open, and it starts to squeak a little bit, and you're grunting, and then you slip a little bit, and it finally slides open far enough for you to look in through. And the room beyond the one you're in looks like a significantly larger version of the one you're in. There's workstations on either side. There's lights on the top of the ceiling, like up in the ceiling, and in the middle of the floor is a large metal grate over top of a what looks like there's a lot of red light glowing up and heat, and it looks like it might be like a lava pit of some sort. There's a furnace, like a real large smelting furnace on one side, and there's a forge and just a whole bunch of different workstations where things can be manufactured. And give me a perception check, please. Uh-oh, he's running away.
This is a perception.
Well, Are you guys all looking through, or are you stepping?
No,
through?
I was back away from the door,
looking since he made all that noise.
All right. Well, I'll have Kosif give me a perception check flat, and then Dolra and Hotskin, you guys can give me perception with disadvantage.
Okay, so perception is just in the middle one here, right? This one.
Yeah, just
okay. So just a flat perception check. All right, come on. I got a 10.
Okay. 10. And that was that with disadvantage?
Yeah, my other one was a nat.
Mine was just flat.
Okay. And then Hotskin?
You said perception.
Yeah, with disadvantage. So right click, and it can click disadvantage.
By the way, welcome Caden and Steven.
I rolled a 5.
A 5. All right. Okay, so Kosef and let's see, Kosef and Dora, with your perception, you can see it looks like a gnomish workshop, and there's a lot of stuff in there. You're not really sure. There's some larger items in the middle of the floor closer to you, but you can't really tell what's what. And Hotskin, with your fantastic 5, you can tell there's a room over there with things in it.
Hey, guys, what kind of room is that?
A dirty one, that's for damn sure. It looks like gnomes were in here.
All right, Prissy Pants. What kind of room is it? Not how clean is the room?
There are walls, ceiling, my axe.
There's some fire.
There's
like
some
a forge, maybe.
Yeah. Not really anything. I was expecting a bit more, honestly, with as quickly as that idiot left us here. I mean, we didn't even really get great instructions. It was just come in here and fix some stuff.
Oh, we said to take care of some machine thing he had.
Okay.
I walked through the doorway to get a better look inside.
All right, you walk through, and inside you can see a little bit better. Let's see, what's your passive perception?
Hey, what's up, Ryan? Yes, D&D. We are noobs at this. We're having fun.
Hey, all right. So your passive perception is 12. So we'll give you a little bit more information. Like I said to the others, there's workstations all along the walls. There's some larger items in the middle of the room. But as you step inside, you can see there is one just to your left. Inside the door to the left is what looks like. Let's see. There what looks like a station with a large number of keys in front of you, in front of the chair. And then to your right is a really large machine with 3 seats on it, and it's got like a long kind of like cylinder that points kind of in one direction, and it looks like the seats have got some controls that you can manipulate to potentially manipulate the whole device.
I'm gonna go look at the set of keys and see if there's any doors around that they could maybe go to.
All right, yeah, you can do.
Dora, I think you should go over there and check out those keys.
I'm already on that way, you jackass.
Yeah, I don't.
Give me
sure
an
thing.
investigation or perception, whichever one you want.
The investigation or perception?
Yeah.
Perception.
Sorry, I'm laughing in chat. Yes, there was an axe self-pleasure. I am
14.
sexually attracted to my great axe.
14. Okay, so you have a vague recollection of something like this. You can tell it's some sort of an instrument of some type, and it looks like someone would sit in the chair and push the keys, and it would make some music of some sort.
Oh, it was like a keyboard keys. It wasn't like.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, okay.
I should have clarified, but yes.
All right, I attempt to play a song from my orcish village. Yet again, the orcs did not have very good music, so
give me a performance check.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
Doorknob, did you find a piano?
That would be a 7.
A 7. You just hammer some keys out. You know what? You feel okay about it, but you can tell it's not really that great. And when you do that from the other side of the room, you hear. You can hear like something's making some noise over there, like there's some more machinery type noises. You can't tell whether you caused it from the keys or if it's something else, but like there's starting to get some noise on the other side of the room.
That was horrendous. Honestly, the worst music I've ever heard in my life.
For once in my life, I'm probably gonna agree with Kosef. What the hell were you thinking?
Classic orcish song.
Look, even the little guy agrees with me. High five, little guy. I mean low five. My bad.
I I guess, take my attention over to where the sounds were coming from.
Okay, let's you look over there, and there's larger pieces of machinery. One particular one looks like it may have moved a little bit, but it's kind of hard to tell. It's just there's you're fairly unfamiliar with what with machines and whatnot, and so it just looks like. To you, it looks like hunks of metal, but but maybe one of them has moved already.
I remember this part of Goonies. Hey, let me have a crack at the keys there.
I bet you can't do better than I did.
All right, so I want to take out like a cloth or something out of I don't know if I have it in my inventory, but just something to wipe the keys down where he touched them, because I don't want to touch where he touched.
Okay.
Oh, that won't get the job done. I grab the cloth, I spit on the keys, and then I wipe them down some more.
Great. All right. Well, I guess I'll just have to play them with your who knows what's been in there. Probably all kinds of other things, bodily fluids.
I rush closer.
Lots of ale.
I rush closer to watch Kosef.
All
right.
So I'm playing.
Kosef, give me a performance check if you wish to play something.
No, it was right there. A 7.
As I did.
It's a noise. It makes a bunch of noise.
Beautiful.
Definitely not identifiable as a song, but you definitely.
Right.
And
you got a couple of notes together.
Let a pro show you how to do it.
All right, somebody find a like booster or some kind of stool for him to climb up on here and do this.
I can reach the keys just fine, you big baby.
Okay, I step over him and out of the way.
That was very rude.
Nice.
You want a performance check now?
Yes, give me a performance check. Sorry.
With advantage or just performance?
Just straight performance.
Checkophilia is real. That's so true. Have you seen those weird
11.
people?
Ooh,
That's better.
You managed to get a couple of notes together that sound almost like a song, and at this point, you start to hear some very, very definite movement from the other side of the room. And just a second here.
I kind of walk over to that side of the room while he's playing
loser. Look
Well,
at
that's
that.
see what's going on with it.
Play the piano.
That was definitely better than Dora, and almost as good as mine. But for whatever reason, it seems like you made more happen with it. Still not sure what this device is.
You know what? Maybe I unlocked whatever we're in this room for. Do you think about that?
It seems like it. Do you want to have another
smarty pants?
Listen, I know when I've been defeated in music, it's doesn't happen often, but nevertheless, do you want to take another crack at that thing, or?
I need you all to roll a perception check, please.
The space, no disadvantage or
Just
anything.
Base perception check.
Okay.
Make that a 16.
18.
Hot's gonna do it. All right, hold on. Here we go. And a 4.
Nice. Nice. All right. Dora and Hotskin, you turn around in time to see absolutely 100%. There's a machine over there, and it is absolutely moving now, and it is moving toward you. And you are starting to realize that what you thought was just a pile of parts is actually definitely looking menacing. Those are legs, those are claws, those are teeth, and you are absolutely rolling initiative.
Well, what do I know?
Hey, Kosef, look, it's your mother.
Wait.
Kosef has no idea.
You know what, guys? When I think about it, Dora and Hotskin sounds just like the name of a brothel back home.
You would know a brothel, wouldn't you? You disgusting pervert.
I think I'm going to try this piano again. It seems to be
take
working for
Bethany
me.
into the brothels with you.
By the
Sounds
way,
like you're probably such a pervert.
You guys do have the opportunity right now to alert Kosef if you want to, but
I told him
yeah,
look,
you
it's his
two.
mother. I told him to
Okay.
look at her, it's his mother.
yeah.
Nice.
All right, you said roll initiative.
Roll initiative.
Do I roll initiative or am I just like...
That'd be a 7.
No, yet. Dora is 7. Okay. Hot
19.
skin 19.
Damn.
Nice. And Kosef, I'm sorry, but you're gonna. Well, you can. I'll tell you what. You can roll initiative with disadvantage. That'll get you on the board here. Just watch. You're gonna roll like a nat 20 or something.
All right, there we go.
But
With
that thing
disadvantage.
doesn't knock out the disadvantage. Yeah. Oh my god.
I rolled a
Yes,
1.
it does.
I rolled a 20
Hey,
and a
see, it
1.
doesn't that.
That is most excellent.
I
that
rolled
is
a 20
definitely-
and a 1. What are the odds of that?
That's pretty bad. Okay. Here, let me.
What are you guys even looking at?
Let me see if I can. I wonder. Okay. I wonder if I can share my screen so you guys can see what you are up against here.
So far, my first D&D experience is going swimmingly.
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Great
here.
rolls all around.
Roll 1 and die.
There we go. Here you go.
Steven called it. He said, "Please roll a 1 and die."
So that is what you guys are looking at.
What am I? What?
Oh, that's sick.
Wait, how am I looking at it? What are you looking at? I'm not seeing anything.
It's on Discord.
I'm sharing it through Discord.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I don't know if I can. Where did you put? You put it on the general channel?
Oh,
No,
it
no,
just
it's in the
Hey,
chat.
Knob, are you you seeing the big scary metal wolf?
I have chat separated. I have chat
I swear it
separated.
was just like
'cause
Kosef's mother.
I don't see it still. I want to see it.
And that goes with your your initiative and your perception check.
I'm not sure what's why you're not seeing it, but that's all right. Or maybe I can.
Wait! I can do it. I got it. There we go. Okay, I got it. I see how to do this now. So that's what we're up against.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go.
Technology's hard.
There, that is what you guys are looking at. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my my screen so that I can actually see what I'm doing over here. Let's see. Hello. There you go. All right. Now, to your great disadvantage, our lovely monster rolled a 20, so it is absolutely attacking first.
Great.
Did we lose Hunter?
What? No.
No.
Okay.
He's just
Okay,
frozen. His camera's frozen.
Okay.
Oh, is it?
Okay, you're frozen. All right, so this lovely monster leaps across the center of the room in two very short bounds.
All right, now
In Dora
why am I going in and out?
with a sorry,
I'm sorry. My audio's
Uh,
going in and out now.
that's right. Dora, what's your armor class?
15.
15. Oh, you are lucky. Wow.
Woohoo!
All right. It is.
Got no armor on with a 15 armor class.
Okay, you're getting hit with two
I'm sorry. I'm losing y'all. Just a second.
attacks, and I'm going to have to roll your damage here. I have bad news, I'm afraid, on this little monster. It is not a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. There we go. All right. 7, 8, 10. All right, so you are taking 18 damage.
Holy
Which
cow.
knocks me, but I use Relentless Endurance to keep me at 1 health.
Okay. So
I only get one of those per long rest.
All
Hey,
right.
Doorknob, you okay, bud? That looked like it hurt.
Are you talking to me? I'm sorry. I'm having trouble with the actual stream right now, so I'm trying to fix it. Now I lost all of you.
No, I'm trying to see how it's tracking. You were using you were using Relentless Endurance. Okay, so what I need you to do is I need you to put your damage in the
Sorry, I'm coming back. Hold on.
My lap, okay.
So Dora, when you get a chance, I need to get
That's what I already did. I dropped myself to 1.
Okay.
And
okay. I hadn't seen it. Sorry.
What the hell is going on? I'm having a lot of problems, guys.
Ready to attack
How
now.
close am I?
So, you guys were all standing around the like keyboard thing, and it just jumped in and attacked Dora. So, I mean, you're absolutely within melee range. If you wanted to move back, you would have to use your action to. I think it's action to disengage. Let's see. You would have to use your action. You would have to use your action to disengage, and then you could move away without taking a hit. Otherwise, it will get a free attack on you if you just run back, or you can just attack it with your swords. Yeah.
Long back in.
Just have to stand there. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right, I'm turning off my video. So annoying.
An
absolute beating.
Into a grapple as a bonus action.
I'm trying to think if I think that would be. I think grapple would be an action.
It's just a full action.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's just a full action.
All right. Well, I go for a grapple on the machine beast then.
All right.
So
give me a strength check. Yes, please.
Okay. I think
is that a saving throw or just a base strength?
I think I'm going to give up trying to get my camera
It's just
to work.
base strength.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we hear you. Great.
Oh,
Oh, you grab
that's a
and
fail.
flip like your hands like it's greasy or something. You just can't get a hand on this thing, and you're just like, and just your hands just slide off of it.
It's
it
so
is
oily.
All right.
and
That's gonna have to do.
An absolutely massive machine too. So this that would have been you'd have had a hard time trying to grapple this thing.
I mean,
but
that was a
you
crit
really-
fail. That's all I get.
you really didn't.
No. I went up to go and try and grab it, and I tripped on the floorboard again
Okay.
and fell on my
Yeah.
face.
Somebody
Do you want to?
Somebody catch
Hey,
me up now.
Doorknob, do you need Princess
You
to
haven't
wipe
done
it
anything
down?
to it. It's
Am
wrecked
I-
me down to no like 1 health.
Am I dead?
Hunter,
No,
I don't think you
you're
even
still
know
up.
it's there. I think you're still like just dinking around on the piano while we're getting absolutely wrecked.
All right, fair
Well,
enough.
Kosef, at this point, you have figured out something's happening. You're turning around and here's this machine. And well, before we move on, Dolra, did you want to do anything else, like move or anything else?
No, not at this point. There's not really much I can. Oh, you know what I should have done?
You could have raged.
I could have raged. That's true. That's
Yeah.
whatever. I didn't do it. It's in the past. So
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
there's no- not really anything I can
And,
do here.
yeah,
I just
and it
kinda
is-
stand my ground.
Ripping Dolra an absolute new one. What do you want to do?
Are you? Who's go? I'm sorry.
You are. You
Oh,
are.
okay. Fill me back in. I think I'm
Okay, you back?
kind of. Yeah, I'm
All
not
right.
really
So-
happy with my camera, but we'll see.
That perception roll really did its number on Hunter.
It seriously, like, I rolled a 1 and my entire computer shit the bed. It was like, that one destroyed your character, your internet, your computer.
Yeah,
like,
it didn't like you.
I bet my wife left me. Like, I should probably go check. Like, I didn't realize the stakes behind D&D rolls. This is insanity. All right.
This large machine has launched itself across the room. It has nearly killed Dolra. Dolra managed to use Stone's endurance, or not Stone's endurance. What was it you used?
Relentless endurance.
Relentless endurance. That's right. And save himself from like completely dying. Hotskin tried to attack it with his swords, didn't do anything, like literally didn't even scratch it. Dora tried to grapple it then and completely failed, just slipped right off the front of the thing. And now it is your turn. This machine is now right there and it is very aggressive.
Okay, I want to whisper a couple of sweet nothings into Bethany's ear, what I pretend is the Great Axe's ear, and then I want to take a swing at this thing.
Do it.
All right. So
what are you whispering?
That's between Bethany and I, but it's something like, if you connect well, I'm gonna polish you for hours while I polish myself.
All right. So you roll for an attack. So in the actions block, you can click next to Great Axe, the +5. You can click that, and that'll be your attack roll. It'll automatically add your bonus.
Okay. All right. And well, here we go.
It does. Here we go.
Fuck. Dice, man. A 9.
You just whiff it right past. Apparently Bethany is
doesn't
not
want to be
impressed with your sweet nothings.
This is just left over from that one roll.
It's everything.
Really
it's led to us all not having any good rolls.
I haven't gotten hit or anything yet, right? So.
The machine has now, before we move on, you do have a bonus action. Do you want to do anything? Let's see. Your bonus actions are pretty limited. It looks like. Do you want to? You could move away if you want, or you could just stay put. That's you don't have a lot you can do. If you move away at this point, it will get a free attack on you, an attack of opportunity.
Well, what do I do? Like a dodge? Is that something I just wait for an attack to do, or?
When the creature attacks, it will roll to an attack, and that will be used against your armor class, which is 18, so that's pretty good. And so like the dodge is kind of automatically built into it. There's not really like a, hey, I'm going to use a dodge unless like later on you'll get spells that'll make it so you can dodge a little bit better. But right now you don't have anything.
All right, I'm just going to stay put and just
all right.
Basically try and talk myself back up. Like I'm just mumbling to myself. What's that?
Hey, Kosif, instead of, whispering to your weird axe, which is really freaking me out, you want to try maybe hitting the thing? I understand my little swords aren't doing much, but you got something that can actually do some damage. What are you doing?
Listen,
right.
It was the ale and having to look at Dora's face that made me miss. You just hold on. I'll get it together.
Oh, we'll get to the real point. You just don't want to get your axe dirty.
So the beast is going to take an attack. It's going to attempt to bite and claw Dolra yet again. And Dolra, I have bad news. You're getting hit twice. We are going to roll that damage, that sweet damage again. Let's see. I need to have this set up a little bit better too, I think. But whatever. We're gonna roll with it. Okay, so you're doing this. You've got So right there, that's 14 damage.
So that puts me out, but I'm not completely dead because it wasn't 15 below.
And
so
then
I'm knocked out at this point. I'm on.
Okay, and then it's so that was one attack. that hit.
Oh, that was just one attack?
Oh,
Okay, never mind.
that's one. Here's the other one. And it's going to be it's not quite as bad. It is only 11 damage to hit.
Double your hit points is a instant death?
Double your hit points is death, but you're in death saving throws at this point, basically, right?
Oh, Jesus.
So he is unconscious and down, and the machine like kind of shakes him around like a rag doll, and then it looks over at Hotskin because Hotskin was the one that actually hit it with a sword.
How have you done damage to it? How much damage have you done? Do you know?
Nothing. Nobody's done damage to anything.
All of our attacks have just skated off of
This is going to be a short.
I tried to
campaign,
grab it,
I
and it was
think.
too oily, and I slipped right off.
It's
all fun and
Hotskin, it is your turn.
Can I use my fire breath on it?
Yeah, go for it.
2d6s and a wait.
Okay, so the way this works is use your action to exhale destructive energy. Your draconic energy determines the size and shape. You're getting let's see, what are you getting? Brass. I'm trying to remember if that's it doesn't really matter. You're close enough. You're going to hit. Period. The creature will get a dexterity saving throw. So it has to be a DC 12. So you don't have to roll for the attack. It just has to beat the dexterity save, and thankfully it completely failed. So you get to roll for the damage of that. So click the 2d6 next to your breath weapon.
Okay.
My
Hunter,
camera just
Are
decided
you
to turn
fucking
back on.
kidding me?
What did you roll? I didn't see it.
I rolled
yet.
A 2?
2 1s.
Oh no! You're kidding me. Oh well. Okay. It
Did I
takes
like
2
cough?
damage.
I just like
Dude, we need to practice rolling dice. Apparently, we're really bad at that.
you breathe fire damage onto this thing, and let me see if it is not vulnerable to that damage. Okay, all right. Well, it takes 2 damage. Do you want to do anything else? You've used your attack. You could use your bonus action to move away from it if you wanted, but you would take an attack of opportunity if you just straight move away without disengaging.
Am I able to move over to Doorknob and try and pick him up?
You can move over to. You can move over to Doorknob. You're really close to Doorknob anyway, Dora.
Apparently I'm Doorknob now.
That's just the nickname my characters come up with for you.
But yeah, you could move to within touch, within range. Like you could move right up to Dora without any difficulty. So you want to do that?
I missed, and now the building is burning down around us.
I mean, the workshop is a little bit.
You can't retreat.
All right, Dora, give us one of those delightful. Or sorry.
Well, no, it's Kosos first before, no, it is because he went against me. Okay.
Yeah. So you give us a death saving throw.
How do I? Okay. Do I just roll for it? Just do a base D20? I think I have to do a base D20 and then mark it.
Yeah. Just you can just roll a D20. Custom roll D20. There we go.
That is a nat 1 again. That's 2, isn't it?
I think that counts as 2 fails.
What the fuck?
That's bad.
Very bad.
How many more saving throws do you get?
That's 2 nat 1s in a row I've gotten now, too.
Yeah, you're basically just bleeding out.
Look over and Doorknob just like, and you just see a big old spurt of blood come out of his mouth.
Joseph, it is your turn.
How close am I to Dora?
You could get to Dora easily within your movement. You're probably like 5 to 10 feet away at tops. You guys were all together when it attacked.
And do I have the ability to get him up?
You could do a medicine check to try and stabilize him. He would be unconscious, but then he wouldn't be dead.
All right, I'm gonna try and to get over to him, and
Okay.
So, well, let's start with that. Just get over to where he is, because I realize am I still close to this freaking dog machine?
We all are.
Yeah,
we're all
are. You all are right next to it.
All right. Okay. Well, then I'm gonna try and get over to him.
All right.
And get him to maybe not die right away.
Okay. So give me a medicine check.
Oh well,
so that's going to be.
Before I do that,
yes?
though, I want to just kind of without drawing too much attention, I want to dip my fingers in his blood just a little bit and just kind of put it on my tongue. I just want to taste it a little bit.
Okay.
I like to taste his blood, but I don't like to share it with other people.
Disgusting, but okay. Give me a medicine check.
All right, now a medicine check.
What are you doing? Are you gonna help him, or are you just
16.
licking him? What the hell?
That counts as a. Well, actually, that Dora, you're going to be 0 HP, but you're stable. You won't die.
Okay.
All right.
So I guess that counts as 3 successes.
But we're going to let you live since this is our first try. This
but
is
you are
Training Wheels D&D,
unconscious.
Caden. Training Wheels D&D.
This is not normal D&D. This is a little bit different, but okay.
All right.
Normally we'd hand you something easier.
Second time you've been on the ground tonight.
All right. Where are we at? Okay. And let's see. That would have been your action, and you moved. I guess you don't really have anything else. So it is the machine's turn. Hotskin. It has you in its sight. It is going to just let into you with floor dice don't count.
He's rolling actual dice. Could you actually roll on our screen, or is that?
I could, but then you'd see my rolls, and I
don't know if he's judging them or not.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Basically,
I trust
yes.
you. I was just curious. What is up, Cat?
What's your 16 is your armor class. Okay. You have 2 solid hits, and we're gonna roll the damage here.
Great.
All right. So you took a bite, which is going to be 8 and 13.
Oh Lord!
I'm not even rolling. I'm not even rolling the lightning damage. I'm just giving you the mini version here.
Damn it.
And then the claws. Here we go. You ready for this? The claws. They're okay. You got that's another 22 damage. So you took.
Did I just get flung into the wall and pass out immediately?
You get you get thrown.
How much damage did it do in total to you, Jonah? It was 22 and what?
14, I think. No,
22 total, right? Or
no, it was 22, and I think it was 14. So 30.
Oh, I'm so dead.
Double his hit points.
That's double your hit points. That's okay. Hold that thought. You are not dead. You are 0 hit points. All right. Kosef, it is looking bad. It is looking very bad. All your buddies are completely down and bleeding out.
How did
it is your turn. What are you going to do?
This is a tough choice because I do wonder what his blood tastes like. Should I attack this thing and then maybe deal with him? I am going to try again my luck with Bethany. So I'm going to gently rub. I want to gently rub the handle, up kind of into my inner thigh, and then I want to strike again at this metal dog.
Do it.
Oh great, am I anime now, Steven? Okay.
You are hardcore anime.
So I'm just doing what am I doing? A great axe thing again?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Yep, great axe attack.
Ooh, 24.
You hit. Roll that
Nice.
sweet, sweet damage.
Come on. And 5.
5.
Great.
I mean, 5 is
5.
something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You smash it, and
That's
you
better,
absolutely
Bethany.
dent its snout.
Bethany,
It's like
I knew you
kapong.
would betray me.
And do you want to do anything else, or is that it? Do you want to go taste somebody else's blood? You've got your bonus action still.
I feel
Let's
like
go.
you just threw your axe. You're like, I gotta.
Let's go try and. Can I do a medicine thing on him too?
Yeah,
Gotta look
yeah,
like a
you can
ghost.
try
Alright.
that.
Let's go try and get the little guy up with his bow of Nair. So I'm not the only
All
one
right.
left in this fight.
Roll that medicine check.
That's a 19.
19. All right. Well, you managed to stabilize your dear friend Hotskin as well, but he is still 0 hit points and unconscious. But he's not dying. But he was dead. Maybe? We'll see. It is
Okay.
now the machine's turn. And
Bring
the
it
machine turns and it looks at you because you've kind of moved over to the side. And then on top, there's a piece that was kind of long and narrow, and that turns towards you. And bursting
Wait,
out
what are you
from the end of
describing?
it,
Is this the metal dog's metal red rocket?
bursting out from the end of it
He
is a
doesn't want to
stream of bright colored projectiles that
Mhm.
smash through the
Mhm.
walls and right through where you are. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, so that's okay. 6.
All right.
Oof.
You take 32 damage.
My God, we're all dead.
Campaign over. That was fun.
As those projectiles rip through the middle of you, you black out, looking at the blood, your blood on your hands and all over poor Bethany, and then all three of you, just like a darkness covers over your eyes. You can't see anything, and you hear again, and you are ripped through the middle, backward and up, and then you find yourselves tumbling down on top of each other in the very first room all over again.
Oh, what,
Quickly get up and back.
wait!
the fuck
Is
away
this
from
is this
Joseph.
where this
How'd
is
you taste my
where
blood, freak?
this is where you were unconscious? You didn't know that. Is this like because Zach hit like the save in the right place or something? I feel like this.
I
hit
rub my
F5
eyes.
for a quick
and-
save.
I look at Kosif and I'm like, bro, did you try my blood? I was out. Did you?
I may have had a little. It's a thing. It's weird. I know. My parents always hated it, but
How long? What?
it's the metallic nature of it. I like. I'm not sure what it is.
While he is having this
Is that
very
why you're
awkward
so into your
conversation,
weird
I
axe
decided
thing?
to look
Like-
around this first room a little bit more.
I get nervous
Okay.
and I start pulling some of my little parts of my body hair off because I don't like to talk about the blood thing. So I just start picking at my body hair.
While you are picking at your body hair, Dora is looking around the room, and for the first time, you guys notice that there's a gnome in the corner of the room, and he looks over and he sees you guys, and he hurries over, and he's like, "Oh, tell me, what's the running price for a good bottle of Conaberry wine these days?"
So do we remember that we just got our asses absolutely handed to us?
Can
or-
I do
You absolutely remember that.
Okay.
Would that be a history check? See if I what would that be? Survival, history, insight.
Yeah,
See if
you
I
could.
know the price.
You could do like a, let's see. Give me a history check.
I don't know what that cheap
you-
costs.
You've got no idea.
Nice
I
one.
drink
What
beer.
the fuck is that?
Ale is what's good. Cornbread
You know-
wines, pussies.
I have to say, guys, that last fight against the metal dog, that was rough. Elbow jab.
I go to answer. I go to answer, so I don't know. So I'm gonna use a deception check because I'm just
Okay.
gonna lie.
You're gonna lie to the gnome.
Yeah.
All right, go for it. Give me.
It's
deception.
more of a guess.
Okay.
Am I listening to Gaelic boom, boom, boom?
Make something up.
That's so weird.
I'd say it's about 4 silver.
Yeah, the price has come down a fair bit. Anyway, thanks. If you come back, could you try to bring me some? I'm always interested in more. And he kind of wanders back to the corner and sits down at a desk and starts working. Dolra, you mentioned that you were going to be looking around the room. The room it looks to be like a storage room off of a workshop, but also like a room where things are worked on. There's in the middle of the room. There's tables and tool chests, kind of scattered around. There's a large heap of machinery in the middle that looks like a project that was kind of halfway through. There's parts that are suspended from the ceiling with chains. Along the walls are various chests, shelves, barrels, and like bins of different things. There you can see there's give me a perception check, sorry.
Okay. 17! I got out of my ones!
Yay!
Nice. So you can see that there's chests of tools, there's books, there's half done finished projects on various tables. You can see some armor pieces scattered that would be usable on humanoid creatures. That are scattered around the different tables. Some of them look like they're in process, like they're not really finished. Others look like they would be usable. You see a shelf that's full of bottles that are just sitting around. There's other shelves that have like different rolls of paper and stuff that might be scrolls or something. So this kind of. It's kind of what you see laying around right off the bat without looking a lot more.
By the way, Hunter, you have a limerick to do.
Oh. Okay. All right, give me a second. I'll see
While Hunter's doing that, says, "Oh, that one looks like it could be beer," and goes to grab a potion that's kind of brownish looking, and just drinks it.
Oh boy, you're just grabbing a potion and drinking.
Oh, I'm just grabbing a potion.
Oh, this is good. This is good. All right, I'm gonna have to roll for this to see what you get blessed with. All right. I am going to. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. You grab a potion off the table and you just chug it down, and at first you feel kind of funny, then you start feeling a little heavy, and then you feel a little bit more normal, but you feel good. You feel good.
Did it taste good or was it nasty?
It was like like drinking pond water mixed with, a couple shots of something that went sour like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, it reminds me of good Orcish beer.
Do you want me to do the limerick real quick?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. We slunk out of the tavern in a drunken fog, our bellies full of room temperature grog. We rolled dice like shit and took some hits from a lava coming metal fucking dog.
Well done.
All right.
Limerick.
Well done.
All right.
Does it have any other effects on me, or it just makes me feel good?
That's what you know right now. You feel good.
So I turn to Kosif and ask him, was that a dream? Or did that really just happen? Did we just die and then get teleported back here?
I hold up the bottle and go, this shit's a dream.
So I'm still embarrassed about having tasted their blood. I just immediately go, dream. That was definitely a dream. No doubt about it. Like, because look at us. How would we get here if that was real? I mean, I'm not saying we should go barge through that door, but...
And to clarify, you have no injuries whatsoever. You guys are all back to full health. Your armor is intact. Nothing is damaged. Everything's right back, to perfectly normal.
Abilities back as well.
Quite literally was a respawn.
My assumption is that won't happen again. So I think. So I don't really even know what's going on here, right? Like I haven't even engaged with the gnome. I've just been kind of keeping to myself.
You've seen you've seen the room and kind of the general gist of it. You haven't really spent any time like examining, but you can tell like there's a lot in this room, and you could spend some time in there, or you could just like barge right on through and head off to the next room.
All right, I'm
gonna walk up to the gnome and ask him a question.
Okay, go for it,
Mr. Gnome, sir, whatever you are.
Yeah. Huh? Did you bring any wine?
I don't have any wine. My buddy over there just drank something brown. I don't know what it was, but
well, so I walk over with 2 bottles and go, "Here, take one. That's good."
Do you by chance know what he just drank?
Well, I mean, it'd be hard to say. Let me see what bottle did you drink?
That's what. Shove it in his face.
He looks at it and he. Oh, well, that'll be fun. That's all he says.
Oh, yes, it is. I feel great. Drink this.
You would. You absolutely would.
I tossed one to Coast.
So there was only one of that kind. So you have to specify like
2 random bottles.
You get 2 random bottles. All right, we'll roll for it if and when anybody else drinks it. All right, go ahead.
I'm going to ask the gnome a question.
Yeah.
What are you doing in here, and what is your relationship with the person? What is his name? I forget his name. It's unimportant. Who led us into this place?
Master Geaslen? He permanently employs me without remuneration. It's a relationship in development, as in he does what he wants to, and then we just kind of do what we have to.
So I kind of get closer, and I'm like, okay, gnome buddy, we're looking eye to eye right now.
Night King.
My name's Clank,
by
the way.
This is fun.
What was that?
Is that you said?
Clank. My name's Clank, by the way.
Okay, Mr. Clank, gnome Clank guy, dude. What the hell is this place?
It's a workshop. We do all sorts of experimental projects. We build machines that are various levels of self-awareness, and we experiment on them and with them.
Hey, Clunk.
Okay, let's take a step.
You know what?
Let's take a step back.
You need to
experiment. Are we part of an experiment?
No, not necessarily. It's hard to say. There are people who come through here occasionally, and they get things done for Master Geaslen, and I let them do what they need to do.
I'm going to tell you something.
The first time we came through,
wait, what do you mean the first time?
We've been here before. We were here just a minute ago. We just all died.
Oh. How many times have you died?
I
we
think
dreamt
we've
that
all
we
just
died
died once.
Once?
Oh.
All right, spill it, Clank.
That's
what do you know about that dog in there?
That's interesting. The dog. We call him. Well, we call him the Ravager, but the odds are good you won't see him again.
Is that right?
See him again? What? Where did he go?
Well, the other thing we experiment with here is time.
Time. Okay.
Time.
So,
yes. So,
2 questions.
Yes.
What's through that door?
The workshop.
What do you need our help with? That's what I don't even really know what we're doing here.
He just wants some wine.
What time
Well-
is it?
And he looks around. It's hard to tell what time it is here, and that what time it is for me might be different from what time it is for you. You see, I live here, and I can't leave here, and so I work here, whether I like to or not.
What do you mean you can't
and-
leave?
That's self-explanatory. And Lord Galen, Master Galen, he brings people from time to time, and they do what they must, and sometimes they leave, and sometimes they don't. Really, realistically, there's a lot of don't, and not much of leaving.
So, say we wanted to leave,
Uh-huh.
what would we do to leave?
Well, I suppose you would have to speak with Master Galen about that
And where can we find him?
Or disappeared.
on the other side of the workshop.
Do you have a map?
Well, it's pretty simple. This room is square. The next room is square. There's a hallway with 4 smaller squares, and then a further room with 1 large square, and that's where you'll find Lord Galen.
So you're telling us that if we go through that door right there, there's not going to be an ass-kicking mechanical canine?
No. Not this time.
Okay,
Maybe?
I want to pick Clank up and shove him through that door.
Yes.
Give me
I
a
go
strength
to
Kosef.
unlatch the door and hold it open for Kosef to throw him through the door.
Give me a strength check. Yeah, just straight.
Strength check?
yeah. Yeah. Well,
That's a
that would be a
21.
strength save. Let's see, what's your bonus? Your so
21.
strength check
Rolled a
would be just the
21.
raw, but regardless, it would have been it'd have been -2 on that, so like 19. And well, I'll roll for our little gnomey guy. He's not very beefy. Yeah, he's you absolutely just pick him up and haul him to the door, and you throw him through. And is that how you do it?
Yeah, I just want to toss him
I open the door and he's gonna throw him in.
I just want to toss him in and then shut the door and then hold my back to it so he can't leave.
Okay, you toss him in and you slam the door shut. And are you listening for something? What do you
Yeah,
want?
I just want to listen to see if there's any commotion or anything going on the other side of the door.
Okay, give me a perception check. Give it to me
Roll
with
for perception?
with advantage.
Perception with advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
All of us
Can I
or
as
just
well?
for Kosef?
I got a 20.
I mean, he
You
got
gotta-
20, so he'll hear everything there is to hear. So you hear him hit the floor, and you hear him stand up, and you hear some like brushing sounds, like he's brushing himself off, and he's like, "Well, that's to be expected." And then you hear 2 little feet scamper away.
I think you might have been telling the truth, guys. Kind of feel bad for Clank. My bad, Clank. Much love.
Oh, he seems okay. The room must be fine now.
All right, I want to peruse the room we were in for anything of value that we're in.
Okay.
now.
The big room or the little room we were just in?
The one we're in now, right? Isn't there like gear
Yeah.
and stuff?
You see what the DM is doing?
Oh, no.
Oh, all right.
Oh,
Is a dog gonna
you
come
turn
out?
around. No, you turn around to start perusing the room, and immediately bursting through the door comes those same white projectiles, just, and the room just explodes, and darkness envelops you, and you feel that same wrenching in your gut, and you hear again, and you're yanked backward and up, and you collapse in a heap on the middle of the floor at the very far side of the room. And you look around, everything's still there, but Clank is back, sitting at his chair, and he turns around and he says to you, "Oh, tell me, what's the running price of a good bottle of Conaberry wine these days?"
Like 40 gold.
Christ.
Oh, it's gotten expensive, I see.
At least it's not dark in here anymore. By the way,
do I still
I'm secretly
feel
afraid
good,
of the dark
or-
as well.
Yeah, is Zach still like high off his ass?
No,
No,
he is
Okay.
not.
So I run
and-
over to Clank and I say, Clank, what just happened? That big ugly dude just threw you through that door, and you scampered off, and then, I don't know, flashlight happened and we just came back. What's going on, dude?
Well, you are loopers. You're here. Mr. Lord Geaslen has brought you here to fight and maybe test his machines. You will continue to find yourselves back here over and over until you defeat it. And good luck with that. You threw me through that door, you said?
I didn't.
I
had
threw you
no
through the
help
door.
in it. It was the ugly one that is kind of hairy.
Listen,
He looks
if
over at Kosaf and he's like, no hard feelings. It happens a lot. No worries.
They're gonna be a dog
It
this
doesn't
time.
hurt me at all. It doesn't hurt me at all. What you find through the door, it sometimes is the same, sometimes changes. The key is what you do with it. And by the way, you're also on something of a timer. That's probably what happened last time. You ran out of time. You kind of need to step it up a little bit, I guess.
All right.
I
go
grab
to
my
the door.
drink from before and chug it down. I just want to get in here now, and I go
Which one do you grab?
the brown one.
The brown one that he
Okay.
drank last time.
Okay. Anybody else
Again,
doing
not
anything?
looking at it at all. I just grab it and drink it.
I'm going to the door and it's like, well, if we only have a little bit of time, I'm going through this door and I'm going to figure out what's on the other side. So I go in and I'm trying to be as quiet as possible.
Okay, so I'm going to need you to do 2 rolls. Give me a stealth check and a perception with advantage.
Okay, so I have to do the stealth with disadvantage.
No,
Roll.
okay, yeah.
Steven,
I-
if Hayden Christensen is in this, then I'm out.
Okay, my stealth was 6, so I'm
Okay,
going
your
in
stealth is
loud.
terrible, so you just kind of tripped on something and, something. And then give me a perception with advantage. Oh,
21.
good. Nice. Okay, so as you step in through the door, you look around and you can see, there's everything's all the same, but you're starting to see like there's some things in this room that you could potentially use. The furnace, like you can see, there's some controls on the furnace, and if you were to get over there, you might be able to do something with it. The pit in the middle of the floor, it looks like the grate over it might open, and you can see that the machine that was kind of sitting off to the right that has the 3 chairs on it, it looks like something that you could use potentially to fight with, and with that, let's see, you've got a 21 total, and you can also see that there's various controls on the wall next to you that you might be able to make use of. But there's what languages do you speak? Okay, I don't know what Marquisan is.
I think I picked it because it sounded cool.
Yeah, you can see some like writing around it, and you can you can see that the things are labeled, but you don't understand what they mean. And while you're seeing all this, you also see on the other side of the room is not the gigantic machine dog that you fought last time, but there's absolutely a very large machine over there, and it is looking at you and starting to like move around. Like you can tell it's thinking about attacking.
Hey, Kosif. So there's a giant machine over here. I got switches on the wall, and there's a bunch of labels. I can't read that. Can you come take a look at this? Because I think Doorknob's drunk again.
Feel
He's
good.
always drunk. It's the only way he can feel good about himself. I will take a look. I'm going to go look at whatever the language is.
Okay. Let's see. So Kosa, if you're taking a look at it, let's see. What would you have?
Speak Common, Elvish, and Giant.
Yeah. Give me. So you're looking at the language, like language, to see if you can tell what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me. Just a regular perception check.
Nat 1.
Ooh, you have no idea what it is. Yeah, you can't even tell if it's writing.
This looks like some kind of graffiti to me. I don't think this is writing at all.
I'll
Honestly.
move aside. I'll look at it.
Okay,
Yeah, let the drunk take
give me a
look.
perception check.
Does he have to do it with disadvantage since he drank
no.
that potion again?
He's good. No, you can tell it looks like it's been written with a rather small hand. Like it's small.
This looks like it could be gnomish.
I think Foreskin
Or
probably wrote it.
Goblin.
The machine on the other side of the room is absolutely making what can be only described as a growling noise, and it is slowly pacing toward you.
I turn towards it and go, hush, sit.
Can he do an intimidation check on the robot?
I mean, roll it. Just a straight intimidation check. Give it to me.
8.
Yeah, it's not impressed. It's like you can hear it growling, and it's moving towards you. It is. I have to roll which one it is even. Not that one. You already did that one. It looks fairly similar to the machine dog that you saw, but it's smaller. But it is absolutely like kind of stalking toward you, and it's very much getting close enough to pounce.
Hey, Hotskin, why don't you get over there and tickle those keys again, since you came the closest to making some semblance of music out of it.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be a good idea. We've got controls, and I think that door right there opens up. Why don't you, since you can reach it better, why don't you just pull one of those levers while it stands on the grating in the middle of the room? And I'll try and distract it to stand over there.
I like it. You want to cheese the machine dog. Love it.
Yeah. All right. I like it. I like it.
So
Roll.
I run to the edge of the pit, not quite on the pit, but like to the edge, and I start flailing my arm.
To whistle it.
Okay. Let's see. Hotskin, give me a. Let's see. Either a performance or you're pretty good at performance. Yeah, just give me a performance check. 8. Okay, you've got its attention. You get over there. It's not really sure if it wants to come at you or not. It's a little bit surprised that something ran towards it, but you have absolutely got its attention. But it has not moved towards you yet.
Okay.
Is it so? It's looking towards him.
Yeah, it's kind of growling and looking at him, and then looking back at the other two.
I sneak up behind it while it's looking at him, and I'm going to grapple it.
Okay.
You have to do a stealth check.
Yeah, you'll need to do a stealth check, and are you going to try to move behind something to hide, and then?
So I'm assuming the grate was in like the middle. I was over here at the switches. Foreskin was here, and it was kind of like here in between us, and it turned.
It's hot skin, not foreskin.
I called
it hot skin, foreskin, same difference.
I was thinking of it coming from the other side of the room, and that like Hotskin was moving closer to it.
Okay, so I'm gonna walk around the outside of the room as it's kind of like.
Oh, so you're slowly trying to flank?
I'm not even slowly doing. I'm just like kind of normal getting it over there. Just
okay, give me. All right, give me a. Are you trying to be sneaky about it, or are you just trying to move around?
I'm trying to be nonchalant, so like it doesn't draw attention to me.
Okay. Basically. Give me a perception check real quick.
Make that a 10.
Okay, as you're moving over that direction, you can see. Were you moving towards the side? Were you thinking you were moving towards the side with like the forge and the
Yeah.
sort of furnace, or more like to the side with the like workbenches and whatnot?
Towards the side with the furnace.
Okay, as you get closer to the furnace, you see there's a pretty large lever on the side of the furnace, and then there's a very large, heavy-looking stick sitting next to the, like, leaning up against the furnace that looks to you like it might be some kind of a weapon, like something that was on the forge.
I don't pay that much attention to it as I walk by. Just continue to kind of walk around it.
Okay.
Not my attention or focus.
It is moving closer. It is now about 10 feet away from you, Hotskin, as it's moving closer. Do you want to stay right there, or do you want to try to move back? What do you want to do? Are you going to really stick with the hey, look at me, I'm come close to the grate?
I'm gonna slowly start backing up, but still make like kitty noises at it, saying, "Come here, come here."
Okay, give me a performance. Give me performance with advantage. I like this.
13.
Nice. Okay. It, like, as you're moving back, it looks at you and it's like kind of confused, and it'll move a couple steps closer to you. And it is now like its front paws are on the front of the grate.
All right,
now.
I want to take out like a torch, like it's a stick, and
Uh-huh.
I want to be like waving it, like, hey, here's a stick, hey, here's a stick, and then I want to like throw it over in front of Foreskin's feet.
Okay.
It's Hotskin the Fourth.
What would we call this?
You're totally foreskin the hot.
Foreskin.
Oh my gosh.
I love that, Steven. Is funny.
Give me a, like, I don't know. Let's call it an animal handling. Because you're trying to handle this like a dog or something, you know?
Fair enough. Okay, just like a straight animal handling.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I should have rolled her.
15.
As you toss the stick over there, it kind of like looks down at it and kind of is like a little bit interested. Did you toss it like onto the grate?
I wanted to kind of toss it right onto the grate. Like,
okay, it's interested and it takes another step forward.
Okay.
All right.
I think most of its weight is over the top of it. I think I should pull the lever. I pulled the lever.
Okay. We have to roll to see if you got the right lever, because you didn't bother trying to figure out which is the correct lever.
I didn't know there was more than lever. Okay, yes, I just grabbed a lever at random.
Okay, well, here, let's do this. We're gonna say there are 4 small ones and a large one.
I am vain.
Actually, you know what we're gonna do? There's 2. We're gonna make this difficult. 4 small ones, 2 large ones. One's black and one's red. There we go. Make it more fun.
Okay.
Oh, one of the big ones, you big idiot!
Okay.
Never Kronk.
I will pull big black lever.
Big black lever. All right, you pull that, and you hear this clank sound, and you see over on the grate, there's what looks like clamps pop open on all 4 corners, but nothing happens.
I pulled the red one.
The red one. All right, you pull the red one, and the grate pops open, and I'm gonna have to give this thing a. We're gonna have to roll for this, because you might have overcome my creature. All right.
All I can picture is Hunter's like,
I'm just like over there, just like pulling all the
levers.
All right, just to keep things honest, Hunter, can you roll a? No, I'm not going to do that to you. as the grate falls open, it starts to fall in, and as it does so, it tries to make a leap towards the other side. It catches its forepaws on the far side, closest, right next to Hot Skin's feet, and it's got its claws dug into the ground, but it's starting to slip.
I come up there with my axe and bash it over the head.
Okay, give me an give me an attack with advantage. It's like totally stuck.
That's be a 24.
24.
Nice. We're going to, I mean, I was going to say we don't necessarily need to roll the damage. You've managed to like smash it, and
you're just like, dude.
one of the paws breaks loose and it starts grabbing, but it's definitely got a hold with the other paw.
I go up to it with one of my short swords and I try and pry the other paw up.
Okay. Actually, that's going to be more of a strength thing. So give me a strength check.
Here's your next step.
Hi, Alexa.
Hey Google.
Oh, it's Google.
Yeah, it's Google. Oh my god.
Oh,
no.
You're trying, you're heaving, but nothing happens.
My small body can't do much, so that was just strength.
That was just your strength. Oh, that's sad.
I'm just like, come on!
All right, do I get a swing at this paw?
You're a little bit too far away to take a swing.
Okay.
But
I can take another swing at it.
Help me!
Well,
move aside, foreskin. Let me show you how a real man does it.
Yeah, he's only hit it with one of his nuts and not both of them.
All right. So with advantage, I'm gonna do it again. Advantage again, or
okay, yeah, with advantage.
make that a 25.
Nice,
Dude, he did hit it with both of the nuts.
counts. You smash that second paw, and it loses grip and falls into what can only be described as a pit of lava in the bottom. And you can see it struggling, and then eventually simply just stops as it melts away in the lava. And the room falls eerily silent.
Did it do that thing where it stuck its paw up like one last time, like it's like went down and it was like
Terminator.
It straight up gives you
the ring up.
it absolutely gives you a thumbs up as it goes under.
Nice.
Close the grate.
All right. Yeah. So now I go back and try and like push the levers back up. First red and then black.
Okay, the grate slams shut and the clamps like reattach, and the grate is closed.
All right.
Nice job, guys.
That was
plan worked.
much better than the last time. I say we let Foreskin do a little bit more thinking than he did before. Well done.
I'm torn up your foreskin.
Compliment. Stop calling me Foreskin. It's Skin the Fourth. Thank you very much.
Out of respect for your family name, I will discontinue calling you by the much more fun name. But well done, and even though I think your axe is still vastly inferior to mine, well done with Bofa. That was truly a beautiful thing to witness.
Thanks, Joseph.
Now what?
Look, there was a stick over here. I go back over to the forge and like, 'cause I saw the thing in my peripheral before, and I didn't get to go like actually look at it. So I go over to check out whatever the thing it was by the forge.
Okay, it's a long stick-looking object. It appears to have a couple of handles on it. But it doesn't. There's no blade that you can see. It definitely doesn't seem to have a heavy end for smashing things. But it looks like someone's been working on it.
I grab a hold of it.
Okay, are you going to try to pick it up?
I'm gonna try and pick it up.
All right, give me a strength check.
Saving or straight?
Just a straight strength check.
Make that 22.
Jesus, bro.
It will not move. It is just simply too heavy.
I push him out of the way. Let me try.
Dang it,
Holy shit.
monster.
I run back into the previous room
name
and I
must be
go tell
nuts.
Clank that we beat the shit out of the big cat monster thing.
Clank turns around from his desk. It appears that you've beaten the first, finished the first room. That's good. That's good. Make sure you take whatever you need to move on through. But best of luck with that.
Okay, I want to go over and examine what it is that Dora. Sorry, I can't remember his name for some reason. What he was
I
trying
call
to
him
tug
doorknob.
on. I know.
Try to tug on some wood.
Yeah, I want to go examine what it is that he was pulling on.
Do you want to investigate it, or are you
Yeah,
just like taking a look at it?
I want to investigate it.
Okay. Yeah. Give me an investigation check.
I got about 10 minutes, by the way.
All right, cool. I got an 11.
It's a stick with handles.
A stick with handles. Okay.
There's a wood part to it. There's a metal part to it.
I go back into the room and I'll look at all of the workbenches on the other side of the wall to see if there's anything useful.
Okay. You can see that there's a lot of different workbenches. There's crafting tables of every imaginable sort. Everything from calligraphy to tinkering to clockwork to alchemy, enchanting, all sorts of different things. Some of them with projects in process. Some of them are cleaned and everything's put away like they haven't been used in a couple days. Everything is clean and well maintained, but some of them just simply haven't been used. There's nothing active. There's a bookshelf with like books and scrolls and whatnot sitting on it, and there's some cabinets with like paper sticking out of them, like things have been hastily taken in and put away.
You guys want to read any of this shit? Because I don't.
I can read. I want to go try and play the keys again. Now that dog's out of the room, I think maybe we can fuck around with this music thing again. I was just a bit rusty. I think
I jump in the
down.
mech suit also. Just gotta look right in there.
Sorry, a couple of you were talking at the same time. So I have Kosif going over to the keyboard, and what were the other two saying they were going to do?
I'll follow him.
Okay.
I got in like the robot mech thing that you can get in.
Okay. All right, we'll deal with this one at a time. So Kosef, you get over to the keyboard and you take a look. Are you going to do anything with it?
Hey, Hotskin, I wonder if this is one of those, dual melody things. You think maybe we should try and play it at the same time?
Oh, I'm on. Let's see. You know any good songs? Maybe I know. Maybe I could pick up. How about you take the lead and I'll follow?
Okay. Well, I move immediately to the more masculine lower keys and let him situate himself on the higher keys.
It's okay. There's actually a chair on the left side of the piano, so I get up on it.
All right. So you guys are going to play it. Okay, so give me
we're gonna play
performance.
Well, yeah, both of you give me performance, and you know what? I'll have you both do it with advantage this time, since you guys are working together on this. And we're gonna just basically go with the highest roll of all of you.
All right.
Make it fun.
All right, I got a 13.
Even a 6.
Nice.
13 and a 6.
Well, Kosef, you didn't do it with advantage. So just roll another performance.
No, I did. I got an 8 and an 11.
Oh, okay.
11
I didn't
plus
see
2.
that.
Yeah, I did.
I rolled.
Okay.
I got a 2 and a 4.
All right. So you have a 13. You have a 13 and a 6. All right. Well, you barely managed to pick out a tune, Kosef, and Hotskin, your attempts almost detract from said tune.
I want to look over at Hotskin like I just played the most beautiful thing in the world. Just
but as you were playing Kosef, it's almost like you can feel the workshop responding just a little bit to the music, but nothing really happens.
All right. This time, I'll take the lead, and maybe you can follow, because I couldn't follow that. That's why I played so poorly.
Without the dog here, we can just randomly punch at this thing all day, right? Well, unless the room fills with black smoke again.
We'll give it one more try, and then we'll just let's say we'll get out of here.
You just tell me what you want me to play, okay?
All right. Let's try this in a 3, 2.
Are we doing
1.
performance again?
Yeah, performance with advantage.
With advantage?
All right.
Yeah.
Trying again.
I got it.
Okay.
We're just over in the machine. He pops us out like, oh, suck.
You guys,
I think maybe this
plink
isn't our
away.
forte.
Nothing really seems to come of it. And then what were you saying, Dora?
Oh, I over the machine and I'm looking and I just pop my head out real quick. I'll play. Just pop my head back in and look around inside the machine.
Clank comes into the room and looking around, he's like, "Oh, that doesn't do a lot without any machines in here."
Okay.
And then
Right,
Dora,
Clank,
you
get in here, Clank, and tell us what to do.
let's deal with Dora over at the other machine. All right, so Dora, you can see there's 3 sets of controls. They're unique. Each one does something a little different. Each one is differently built, so you can kind of tell they do something differently. So there's a middle one and a one on to the left and one to the right. Obviously, if there's a middle.
I get on the left one and just kind of start messing with it. Pressing buttons, so moving levers, whatever it is.
On the left-hand side, there's like a crank kind of thing that you could do with your hands.
Yeah, crank it.
Okay. The long cylinder part kind of goes up and down.
All right.
I run over and I was like, "Ooh, what do you have?" And I run and jump into the middle seat.
Okay, in the middle there's a couple of handles, and there's a one part of the handle looks like you could squeeze it.
I squeeze the middle handle as it's going.
As you're squeezing it, Clank says, "Not that one!" And there's an absolutely deafening exploding noise. And out of the far end of the cylinder, a very large thing just goes across the room and bursts on the other side, leaving fire and smoke. That corner of the room is completely engulfed in flame instantaneously, and the fire is beginning to spread rapidly across the room.
Whoa! That was so cool. I want to go walk in the fire.
Here you go. I grab Hot Skin and literally just toss them into the fire.
I mean, if you want to do that, roll strength for it.
I've got fire resistance, so I'm not worried about it.
Well, that doesn't mean you don't take any damage.
I know.
Dora,
you can't even pick him up.
Dora, you grab him and try to heave him out of the machine, and you fall over and pull him over on top of you, and you guys are just a pile of legs and whatnot on the floor. Clank looks at you. Well, that's one way to do things, I guess. I suggest that you put the fire out quickly. There's the fire panel, and he motions at a section of the wall that's got controls that are all like outlined in white with some red knobs and switches.
Since
and
I'm the only one standing, I guess I'll take this one. You guys just you guys sit on the ground over there and continue your cuddling. So I'm gonna
It's just so warm.
I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna examine this thing.
Just so warm.
There's one big lever that's labeled extinguish right in the middle.
This seems to be it. I want to pull the extinguish handle.
All right, you managed to set off the fire suppression system. It starts kicking out foam and water and spraying all over the room. You guys get completely soaked and covered with like this white foamy stuff, and it puts out the fire, and it puts out the fire in the furnace, and it covers everything with foam and water, and you guys are just completely drenched.
Okay, I assume that this is cleaning.
I look down at Doorknob and say, "Don't eat it."
I want to like start immediately, just like scrubbing my body with it because I feel so dirty. I assume it cleans me, so I want to use it to my advantage and clean off all the grime from this disgusting place. And having played the piano right after Hot
All right,
Skin did.
you rub this foam all over your body. It's kind of yellowish, and it seems to be leaving a stain all over you.
Okay, now I am very upset. I actually want to.
Are you okay, pretty boy? Is it okay?
bath.
As soon as I get out of here, I'm first in the tub.
Okay, I need you guys to all roll perception.
That one.
Nice. You are laying on the floor and clueless.
Nat 20.
Kosef, you rolled a 20?
I rolled a 20. There's
Nice.
a first time for everything.
Okay, Kosef, you can see that the fire suppression system has done a good job, but now you've got a bigger problem. The lava in that lava pit is now all the way up to the bottom of the grate, and it absolutely is filling. It absolutely is rising. Hot Skin, you can tell like the room is brighter, but you're not sure why. And Dora, you got no idea what's going on.
Hot Skin, you're about to live up to your fucking name, bro.
What's going on?
The lava's coming up. We got to get up off this ground. We got to get out of this room.
How about we just rush to the door then?
There is a door on the far side of the room.
Let's rush to the door.
Pop up and rush with them.
Okay, you guys rush to the far side of the room. You manage to get around the lava that's definitely filling the middle of the floor. And when you grab the door, I'm assuming, are you guys opening it and going through?
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
shouldering.
Okay.
I'm shouldering my way through it. Just bursting it open.
As you yank the door open, the lava clearly starts to recede, and you guys hurry through into a hallway that is not real wide, but definitely wide enough to like move some machinery through if you needed to. There's a railing on the ceiling for like, you know, if you were gonna like have something hoisted and like rolling through, like hanging from the rail above. There's 4 doors, 2 on either side of the room, on the other side of the hallway, and then a large doorway at the far end, and it's maybe like 50 feet in length.
Do you want to, Jonah, do you want to leave our whole campaign here since it's been about 10 minutes?
Yeah.
It's probably a good spot since we're in a new room, and this has been freaking awesome. So I definitely had a lot more fun with this than I originally anticipated. This is good. Hey, Dan, you're actually very excellent at being a DM. I feel like I don't have a lot of experience with other ones, but from what I can tell, you keep the story going well.
Yeah, you do a good job at keeping up with our bullshit.
You do have to endure a lot from us. So thank you for doing that. It was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. This was fun.
And also, I want to before we call the stream a night. That I want, like, is it possible to hold that thunder jaw behind you closer to the camera? Because that is freaking awesome. And hold on, let me get this bigger on this.
I haven't painted it yet. I am going to paint it. Oh, you know what I should have done? Hang on.
Could have brought out all the greens you have.
Well, I'm trying to see if I have a Ravager in here. So your first fight, for comparison, was against this little guy. No, that's a Scrapper. That's a Scrapper.
That's
Hang
Scrapper,
on.
yeah.
Here we go. Here's the Ravager. So your first fight was against this guy.
Yes.
With the cannon on top. And then your second fight was against a Sawtooth. But you guys didn't really fight the Sawtooth. You beat it a different way, which was fantastic. I don't think I have Sawtooth. I don't think I have a Sawtooth. But anyway, yeah. So I'm
That's
going to
so
paint
cool.
this eventually.
Good God, that's beautiful. I love it.
Isn't it incredible?
That's really cool,
So-
especially with the game coming out. It's fun to see. And yes, Stephen, that's a good point about Stephen made a point that the Dragonborn would have resistance to fire, so lack of perception would make sense. Who's the Dragonborn?
I am.
Oh, that's right. You're the little Dragonborn.
I'm like
I
a
was still
dwarf
reeling
dragonborn.
I was still reeling from when I tried to throw him.
Anyway, well, I guess we'll probably Sal might be around for the next one. We might have to try and find some way to introduce him, but
yeah, absolutely. That'd be easy.
It could just be like mid-fight in the other room. We just happen to walk in on it.
I could literally just have him like stumble through the entry.
Because I do think that this was a lot of fun and a worthy replacement for the time being until Baldur's Gate 3 actually is something we can, replace our Divinity stream with. So, Jonah, do you mind like doing this again sometime?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely down for next weekend. I can, yes, easily do it next weekend.
Yeah, we might move it to Sunday nights. So we'll look into that to make sure that it's working with everybody's schedule, so that Jonah can maybe stay up even a little bit later.
Yeah, if we do a Sunday or a Monday, I can definitely stay up later.
We can definitely do Monday. I know I can. I usually am playing anyway, but because that's when we do our Make Me Monday, so we can just do like a Take Me Tuesday instead or something. But
ooh, Take Me Tuesday.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be like games that we really, really, really want to play. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but we're gonna leave the stream. I appreciate the people who came out and hung out with us. Steven and Caden and Ryan popped in for a bit. We will pick this up again and finish this campaign and probably start another one. This is freaking awesome. I like our characters. So
Yeah.
Good night,
It's a lot of fun.
everybody.